but only see what's on the surface. And I might just be what you expect me. There's that possibility. Just strip away your thought and only speak what's on your mind. Cause whatever I tell you, you know it's from the heart, and that's the bottom line. Wrong, just can't make it. Gonna see what you're made of. Wrong, I can't change it. Everybody's got their own way. Yeah, wrong. I'll show you just what I am made of. Ooh, wrong. Right from the heart is where I'm coming from. Yeah, wrong. I can't help it. Wrong.
What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Improvement Coach Robert L. Caddy. You are tuned in live to the Health of the Nation. Of course, we're broadcasting live from the original Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is radio station KBOB 89.9. So glad that you tuned in for another episode. We have a great show lined up. It's going to be very informative. We have some great guests who are here with us as well. Some of our teammates, some of our business associates, and they have some great information that they're going to tell you. They're going to talk to you about some things pertaining to health, of course, natural health, alternative medicine, and things of this nature. Let's take a moment. I want to go ahead and give our first guest an opportunity to introduce herself. Let's see. Moni, go ahead and tap your mic there, Mon. Let's see. Let's hear you say something. Hello? You in the house?
Can you hear me?
A little louder.
Can you hear me?
A little louder. Get a little closer, I think.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear you?
No, I cannot.
All right, a little louder then. You gotta speak up.
I gotta
The
speak
people-
up.
yes,
I still can't
the
hear
people
me.
got
I
to
can't
hear you.
me. I can't hear
All
me.
right, so people can hear you. All
I
right,
can't hear nothing.
okay. All right, let's go ahead. Introduce yourself, Mom.
Hi, my name is Shantae Moni Marshall. I am the owner of Modest by Moni Boutique.
Stay on that mic, Mom.
You want me to stay on the
Yeah,
mic?
stay on that joke.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of that thing. It ain't gonna bite. The people need to hear from you.
Okay.
The people in the nation, the people in the world, they need to know about Modest by Moni. They're getting ready to find out today. So
Okay.
everybody's standing by and they're listening. Let's go.
Once again, my name is Shantae Moni Marshall, the owner of Modest by Moni Boutique. Check me out at modestbymoni.com, Modest by Moni LLC on Facebook, Modest by Moni on Instagram.
Okay. And our other guest who's in the house with us today, let's give you an opportunity, ma'am. Would you please test that mic one time? Get close. Make sure we hear you. Hello? Okay. Who's in the house? Say something.
My name's Twana Sims.
Okay.
I've been a registered nurse for 17 years, so
Okay.
I've been in the medical field for quite a while.
Okay.
I'm now a third-year medical student. My ultimate goal is to practice in women's health
Okay.
here in the underserved communities here in Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. And Tawana, you bring a wealth of knowledge as it pertains to what's going on with the healthcare system. And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to have you here on the show. Again, you say you've been a registered nurse for 17 years.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of things come and go, a lot of trends
Yes.
come and go.
Yes.
So I know there's some things that we talked about, just putting in perspective, this show and the title that I think is going to be very revealing, to our audience. So everybody tune in, strap in. We're really getting ready to get into it as we usually do here on the Health of the Nation. Um, Again, when it comes to talking about health, when it comes to talking about wellness, this is the premier show, as far as we're concerned. So glad that you joined us, and let's talk about put some things in perspective with our title. Okay, just put some things in perspective, understanding what our title is again, and the title of our show is "You Are the Bag." Okay, that's how we described it. We said you are the bag, and we're kind of leaning in on the idea and the concept. We know there's a lot of people who are talking about going to get the bag. I need to go get the bag. Of course, it's a kind of a cliche phrase now, if you will. Everybody's going to get the bag. Basically going to get something of value, right? But I think at this point in history, I think a lot of us have been ignoring, our own individual value. And I'm not just talking about, everybody's like, I know my worth. Everybody know their worth, but really, how much do you know how much your heart is worth? Literally, your heart, that organ, your heart, your liver, your kidneys. Do you know? Other than, you talking about what you can do, Tawana, but I'm saying your heart, your liver, your kidneys, each one of those. I mean, I can't estimate. Do you have an idea?
They're vital organs.
I mean, what about these
really
vital organs? When we're talking about the heart,
yes.
If someone wanted to buy a heart, I'm not even talking about a used one. I'm saying that's probably what, $10 million.
Yeah.
I mean, the transplant alone.
Yes.
I mean, how much is that?
It'll probably run you about $250,000 to almost $1 million.
Yeah, almost $1 million just on the heart transplant alone. Okay, so that's $1 million, let alone my heart, my liver, my kidneys, and other things that are going on in my body.
Yes.
So my value, I mean, it's your value. Those of you who are listening, your value. When we talk about the bag, I don't think there's probably nothing more expensive, nothing that has the value that an actual healthy person has. A healthy person. But again, our title, you are the bag. Why your health is your wealth. Okay, of course, that's another cliche phrase everyone is using. Your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. But really getting into understanding why we say that, Moni. Why do we say that when we're talking about your wealth? I'm gonna just ask you just off the top. How do you know that your health is your wealth? How would you equate that to our subject matter?
I mean, if you're not healthy, let's say like if you get sick, just think about how much you're going to have to spend, like
Okay.
on the doctor bills, the hospital bills, missing work. If you miss work, you can't pay your bills. I mean, your health is your wealth. I
Yeah.
mean, staying healthy.
I mean, it's expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
getting sick is expensive.
Yes.
Especially if when we add some value to our time, and I'm thinking about. I mean, I'm not even a computer, man. I can generate a thought, right?
Right.
Only thing a computer can do is do what it was programmed to do. But I can create some new nobody has ever seen before. Nobody has ever thought about this before. How do you put any value on that? How valuable am I? What about you, Tawana? Just thinking about your wealth, not just your presence. I'm just saying what you can bring to the world as an individual.
Right. So I feel it's very important with the field that I'm in to remain healthy. I don't think I can be an effective physician telling my patients, you need to eat healthy, you need to exercise, stop drinking, stop smoking. If after I'm going from patient to patient, then I go outside and light up the cigarette. Like, you can't do that. So I think it's very valuable to kind of practice what you preach. And then more so, if you have children, it's kind of more of a generational, like, your health is your wealth.
Definitely.
Because if you're living an unhealthy lifestyle and your children are seeing that, most times your children model after you.
Right.
So if you're teaching them bad health habits, that's just what they're going to model after.
Right.
So
I mean, I guess our kids, they watch, right?
Yes.
So I mean, like we always say, I mean, they're not going to do so much of what we say as much as they are going to do what they see.
Hmm.
So I guess when we talk about wealth, we're actually talking about legacy, to a degree. What am I going to leave behind? What am I
Right.
creating right now that my family can pick up on, and it becomes a part of, my kids' family, my grandchildren.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess it's directly related to the concept of us creating a legacy.
Yep.
I know I certainly want to create a legacy. I would assume that, everyone here wants to create a legacy as well. So, I guess when we start thinking about, wealth, I mean, and how it can lay the foundation for everything else that we want to do, everything that we say we want to do. I mean, you got goals, you have goals, I have goals. Um, Hell, we could get in a position to achieve all those things and not be well. And guess what?
Mhm.
Damn, it was all for nothing,
For nothing.
all over bacon. No, I'm just saying, all over us not taking better care of ourselves and really
Right.
putting in perspective our individual value,
Hmm.
my mind, my heart, my liver, my kidneys, my state of mind, right?
Right.
Um, I guess, not just health, but also wellness, right, Moni?
Absolutely.
What do you have to say about that, Mon? Just as far as the importance of wellness to what you do. I mean, because you're an entrepreneur. We know it can be very stressful at times.
Absolutely.
This we all know. All of us who
Absolutely.
have been in business, we understand that. Um, and some people want to do that, but they're not in a place emotionally to literally handle what they're getting ready to be up against. Right? I've seen some people get started, they get in, and they come right out of it because they thought, well, this looked another way on TV,
Right.
but I don't know what to do when I don't have people's products and it's game
Right.
time and they want their stuff and everybody ain't ready.
Right.
Right.
you know so I'm just going to ask you, being a entrepreneur, how important is it for people to really focus on their wellness and mental health, if you will?
Right. You have to definitely focus on your mental and emotional as well as your physical
Hmm.
health when you're trying to start any kind of business because it can be very stressful.
Yeah, indeed, it can be very, very stressful. And I'm going to say probably any profession.
Hmm.
I mean, Tawana, you've been a nurse.
Hmm.
I, I know.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Hmm.
Tell us.
It takes a toll on you
Okay.
at times. When I first started my nursing career, I started off as a labor and delivery nurse.
Hmm.
So you think of, oh, watching new life come into the world. It's so happy. It's
Yeah.
so amazing. But there are times where it doesn't go as planned.
Yeah.
And those times are the times where it takes a toll on you.
Hmm.
And you try not to you try to leave it at the workplace,
Yeah.
but it does affect you in your home life
Yeah.
and things
Everybody
of that
says
sort.
leave it at work.
Yeah, and you
And
can't.
I always say that's kind of a myth.
Yeah,
Well, I
absolutely.
leave it at
Hmm.
work.
Hmm.
You're just not conscious of it.
Yes.
But if you
Yes.
experienced it, like we always talk about, we talk about wellness, we talk about the mind. I have a conscious, I have a subconscious. Everything that I'm experiencing is still a part of me. It's in my subconscious. And if it
Right.
was unpleasant, I'm just not conscious of what's unpleasant, but my body, my mind is still dealing with that.
Hmm.
That stress comes with us.
Yes.
It comes with us.
Hmm.
I mean, there are a lot of people who have jobs they're going to today that are very stressful. I remember the speaker Les Brown, who's one of my favorite motivational and inspirational figures. He had read a stat during a speech, and he said that the highest percentage, the time in which most heart attacks happened in America was, I believe, between the times he said between 8 and 9 a.m. or 7 and 8 a.m. when people were either getting ready to go to work or on their way to work.
Hmm.
And that's just because they started thinking about what I experience every day.
Hmm.
you know
Mm.
so that the stress in what we do every day, I mean, that takes a tremendous toll up
Yes.
on the body.
Hmm.
And when we talk about what the body produces, what the brain produces, when it starts to produce cortisol and all these different things that have an effect upon our cell health.
Hmm.
And of course, hey, we're in the age now, COVID, right? We're
Yes.
still cell health, we're still talking about cells. We're still talking about white blood cells. We're still talking about the immune system,
Yes.
and the effect that stress can have on the immune, let alone bad food,
Right.
bad thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
the what it's doing to the body.
Mm-hmm.
So like Moni had mentioned, diet is important. How you doing on your diet, Moni? Let me ask that. I mean, as far
I
far as
have
far as your
a very good eating
okay,
habits.
could it get better?
Yeah, probably so. But I mean,
Probably.
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, you can do better with everything,
True
but
that.
you know,
Better is
I'm doing
forever.
pretty
Better
good.
better is everything.
I cut
Better
out
everything.
sweets.
hmm
I don't eat meat.
Yeah.
I eat plenty of fruits and vegetables.
Uh-huh.
I drink plenty of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
hmm
pretty good. Take my
Awesome.
vitamins, my sea moss,
Yeah.
because I feel like if
hmm
you eat good, you look good, and then you
hmm
feel better.
Uh-huh. And
You know, my brand all about appearance. So
already. So you feel pretty good?
I'm tired though. I do need a little energy.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you've been at it. You worked and you running your business
Yeah,
and
it's
yeah. Yeah, we get tired, but I mean, just to do that
Yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot.
Mhm.
What about you, Twan? Because you're an actual medical student preparing to become a doctor.
Yes,
So
third year.
the studying
Hmm.
and the preparation, it can be a little tedious too, right?
Yes.
Uh huh.
It's more of a mental exhaustion because
Okay.
it's just nonstop studying. Like
Mm-hmm.
between our second and third year,
Mm-hmm.
you're preparing to sit for your first national board exam. So it's like you're studying. They have a dedicated board prep period where you're studying nonstop, like
Mm-hmm.
12 hours a day, every day for like 3 months. And that's all you're doing
Okay.
is reviewing the stuff over and over and over. And it gets to a point where they tell us, you don't want to get burned out.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, no, I can do this. I can go on for months. And no, you get to a point where it's like, I can't do this anymore.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
and so you just have to, when you get to those points, you have to take some time for yourself
Mm-hmm.
and have like a mental health day. And
Yeah.
just, yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine everybody has to do that at some point or
Mm-hmm.
another.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I imagine everybody has to do that.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
You have
I
to
mean,
take some time for yourself.
yeah,
Otherwise, you'll come to a breaking point.
yeah,
And you'll,
yeah, and that's a high stress job.
yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about just being a nurse,
Mm-hmm.
that can be high stress. I mean, because you're
Yes.
in situations that are, this is serious.
I mean, you have people's lives in
Yeah,
your hand. They're counting on
exactly.
you
Yeah, that's
to make sure they're looking at you
right.
like,
Right.
Fix
save
this.
me,
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting
And
ready
then,
to something happen. I ain't gonna make it.
and if you're looking
Mhm.
back at them like, well, I need somebody to save me,
Right.
then
Right.
Right.
yeah, it's not gonna.
Mm. I mean,
Yeah.
and that just adds a little more value. I'm glad you said that because now we can hold you accountable for the movement that you're going to create for the healthcare industry, where we see more
Yes.
doctors and we see more nurses who are not very healthy. And
Mhm.
I think they need a model.
Yes.
They need a model to know that they don't have to overextend themselves or not take care of themselves because of the stress, which can lead to, the different challenges with their body as well.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a model that I really have not seen a movement for healthcare professionals,
Right.
be it doctors or nurses or, whatever part of health and wellness that they work in. I think that's something that you should champion. What you think about that?
I mean, it seems like something I could do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we're going to be looking for it, but
Right.
just really putting it in perspective. Again, health, wellness, and how this lays a foundation for our wealth.
Mhm.
I mean, we talked about our wealth as individuals, but also, I mean, when we move over into the area of currency and finance as
Right.
well, which, there's a lot of different areas, far as investments and different things we can do, residual income that can bring money into us, that can lay the foundation for our wealth. But again, it's always going to go back to our health.
Mhm.
It's always going to go back to our health. I mean, basically everything that's happening right now, as we move forward with what's happening in the news and what's happening in America with COVID, I mean, that this is kind of what we see. There are a lot of people who feel like, unfortunately, they don't want to take a vaccine. They don't want to, but then again, man, this is where I make a living.
Right.
This is where I get my, my finances are based on this. The currency that I have is based on this. So some people are in a position where they have to, and then there's some who are getting ready to make some decisions to do some other things, but those who are preparing to make those decisions to do other things, I think for them, their health is even more important because, if you're deciding, which I think is obvious, Moni, with your brand and how successful it is and a little bit of time that you've been doing it. And me personally, just looking from the outside, just looking at the philosophy behind it, I know that it's so needed in America, to have that class and then, to be able to be modest and still be stylish. We can see that from
Right.
afar, I mean,
There's definitely a market for it.
there's definitely a market for it,
Yes.
and
Needs
that's
that.
that's one of the reasons that I really wanted to have you on the show as well, just to talk about that, as we talk about individual wealth, as we talk about going to get the bag and how you are the bag, right? I mean,
Right.
because you actually come out and the product that you're producing.
Right.
I would like to think probably a little bit of myself. I do come out in my business. I'm going to say even what you're going to provide, Tawana,
Right.
as far as the medical industry, and when you sit down with people and you're coming out in that,
Right.
So I mean, it just goes back to what we were talking about as far as us being the bag. I'm going to get the. No, I am the
I
bag.
am the bag.
Yes.
I am. I am already.
Yes.
I need to work on myself
Right.
Right.
more so than anything.
Right.
Where I'm going to get something else. Because maybe if I work on myself and become the best version of myself, these other things, they may just be attracted to me.
Come on, somebody.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping
Mhm.
that what I do is that good that people are going to come
Right.
for
Right.
it. What about your philosophy on just what you do, style? Um, how is this related to? I'm going to say who you are and your purpose.
Okay. Well, what started the whole
Hmm.
Modest by Moni movement
Okay.
is I was on a personal spiritual journey,
Okay.
and the religion that I was practicing
Hmm.
focused on modesty.
Okay.
And I've always been like a stylish type of person. I like to be cute. And I really liked the religion, but the women that I saw that was practicing this
Hmm.
religion, and I don't mean no harm or
Yeah.
disrespect, but they kind of gave me the Laura Ingalls vibe.
Okay.
And
It's
I'm
just a little too bland.
a little bit more stylish than that. I'm like, we're
Okay.
gonna have to swag this
Hmm.
look out. So, and that's what I did. But what I liked about the whole thing was showing people that being modest, you can still be beautiful.
Hmm.
Right.
And it's like it's not a lot of celebrities. I mean, everybody say like sex sells and
Hmm.
being sexy. I mean, and I ain't judging, do
Hmm.
your thing, but I like for people to like me for me, not like what I'm showing them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Look
Mhm.
on the inside of me.
Okay.
But it's funny because I used to be called sexy with a muumuu on and a hijab, and I wasn't showing nothing but
Okay.
my face and a
Right.
Okay.
smile. So I really think sexy is more like a lifestyle and how you carry yourself.
Okay.
Let's make modesty the new sexy. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these young girls that's coming up, they need like some positive role models to
Hmm.
show that you don't have to, be all revealing and showing
Hmm.
skin
Hmm.
to be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's
Well, you
not
saying
necessary.
something.
That's not necessarily beautiful. You
It's
know what I'm
not.
saying?
Somebody like what you saying.
I'm
Somebody
just
Gotta
don't.
saying. I'm just
gotta
stating
leave
facts.
something to
Yeah,
imagination.
and it
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with being modest. It's
Hmm.
Right.
being modesty.
Yeah.
And it ain't nothing wrong with being classy, sexy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's intelligent, and I think it's needed. I'll just throw my little 2 cents in
Oh
there. I'm
yeah,
just, but
Yeah.
I see a part of that where there's a battle that's starting to justify it more,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like how people see you, that's on them. You can do what you want to do, wear what you want to, and I mean, my idea as far as sexy has always been, that's just the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You look different, I look different, I
Mm-hmm.
can see that we're different, I don't necessarily have to see you're different to know we're different, but I guess there's some clothes that just, literally accentuate, the difference in us. I can see, your curves. I can see this. I can see my, I don't necessarily have to promote that at every minute of the day for me to be able, for people to be able to appreciate me. I would look, I don't want nobody liking me unless they, if they if they don't understand. For me, legacy and purpose. I ain't even look. Hopefully, I look decent, but really, if you don't understand legacy and purpose, you ain't gonna understand me. You ain't gonna even appreciate me, regardless of what I look like. I mean, I would like to think everybody has a standard like that.
Yes.
Because I guess what's that song? Somebody saying I like me. I like me.
Right.
I like me enough that, hopefully somebody else really likes, the real me. Yes. So I don't know. What about you, Tawana? What's your position on it? Had you seen any of Moni's fashions? You haven't?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Okay. Well, we're gonna make it a point.
Everything I wear, I sell.
Okay.
The majority, unless but I do promote, other people's boutiques. I will wear their stuff, but usually if I have it on, I sell it.
Yeah.
So I got your size.
So how do you think about that, Tawana? What do you think about that?
I mean, I 100% agree. I feel like now in this age where there's all these what are they? BBLs and all of that, and everybody has the same ant-looking body because that's what they look like to me.
You mean what is the EBL? Just for the public, when they get the procedures and they get the butt and they get the hips and
and they all look the same, like a cutout body.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And then they want to show it, and it's like, why?
Yeah,
I mean, be beautiful with your personality.
Without shadow.
You don't have to show legs and your backside and your chest. I have 2 daughters, and that's something I stress to them all the time. Like, if someone only wants to talk to you because of
because you're naked.
Yes. Instead of getting to know you. Like, I even say putting on a full face makeup. Like, I love makeup. I love lashes and stuff like that. But if you can't be comfortable, if I can't wake up in the morning barefaced and you still think I'm sexy, it's not you.
They might not like you.
You're not the one.
They might not like you.
You don't really like me.
So I think it's more important that you like you. You know what I'm saying? That's what, I like me. Me and Moni been through some things, and I like her. She good people. I love Moni. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell by how I walk and how I carry myself and how I act. Because I can go everywhere with Moni. I don't have to have no crowd, no entourage, or nothing. Because I deal with Moni.
You comfortable?
We good.
Comfortable in your skin.
You hold Moni at a higher.
Me and Moni good.
Yes,
she good people.
I mean, that's and that's a great mission. Again, it's more than a market for it.
Right.
I think I'm gonna say humanity needs it.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, greater than it just being a market, I'm gonna say humanity. I mean, like you say, when it comes to business, we always hear it. Sex sells. And me even being in fitness, that's one thing I never wanted to, for my brand to be centered around the fact that somebody was naked.
Right.
My thing is I want it to be centered around the fact that somebody is better.
Right.
And if they decide to get naked, that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
But really, we're not known for people being naked.
Right.
We're known for people being healthy, for them being well, for them being successful. And if you decide to do that, that's fine too.
Right.
But that's really not the brand itself. I mean, anybody can sell sex.
Right.
I mean, ANYBODY, anybody. But what about you?
Right.
What about when Moni comes through? What about when Tawana comes through? I need to come through in what I do.
Right.
And people need to, that's why I say your philosophy on what you do is so important. I mean, there's somebody who heard you talk about that right now, and you've gained clients, and they ain't even seen what you got.
Right.
Just hearing the mission.
Right.
The mission, it means a lot. But again, when we talk about, going to self-worth and how we are the bag, I guess self-esteem, integrity, belief in oneself. I guess these things they come through,
Right.
But again, I mean, it's a twofold conversation because just as we're talking about our position on value,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's also the health side too,
Mhm.
and again, that's just as important. I mean, I don't know how to put a value on the functions of the human body,
Right.
totally.
Right.
Priceless.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, we just
priceless.
talked
Yes.
about the price of a heart or a liver, a kidney. That's alone. You're talking
Mhm.
about $1 million.
Mhm.
On that transplant, let alone everything functioning. What
Right.
I'm able to produce as an individual, what you're able to produce as an individual. The fact that what we can produce as individuals will be something that no one has ever seen on the planet.
Mhm.
Should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Us when when we're well, when we're thinking, that's something that no one else has ever seen. What you're doing right now. I never seen it. I don't know if anybody's doing it, but I never seen it.
Right.
What you decide to bring to the medical field.
Mhm.
I never seen it.
Right.
But it may be out there, but it's not everywhere.
Right.
So I mean that adds value to it.
Mhm.
So I guess just kind of stretching out on that concept of the bag. We're going to get the bag. That's I mean, what if we treat ourselves like what we're going to get?
Yes.
What if I work that hard on me?
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Come
You
on,
know,
somebody.
Right.
maybe
Come
we
on.
need to do that. Let
Yep.
me let me work hard on me.
Right.
Right.
Work hard on me. Work hard for me.
Mhm.
I'm becoming a better person. Moni's becoming a better person. Tawana's becoming a
Absolutely.
better person.
Yes.
I mean, better is forever.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
It ain't gonna end.
Yep.
So maybe we start to attract better.
Mhm.
And I'm not just, and I
Absolutely.
mean, health, definitely better health,
Yes.
without a shadow of a doubt.
Mhm.
I mean, and even as we talk about health, we know right now, the eyes of the nation, everyone's thinking about what's going on with COVID.
Yes.
And I think for a while, it's been a while now, since we started the Better program. And, people thought things were a little extreme,
Mhm.
and everybody thought it was a little extreme. But now they're starting to understand why, these type of things were pushed into the public, with the urgency,
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
because you see what's happening,
Mhm.
with the vaccines and everything like that. And I mean, I wanted to touch on that a little bit. If we're really putting in perspective, how important we are as individuals, our individual value and why our health and wellness is important.
Mhm.
Um, Everyone's talking about the vaccine.
Mhm.
Um, Me personally, I don't really just put my personal opinion out there. What I think. I will talk to people and I tell them to evaluate their personal situation and see what's best
Right.
for them and what their goals are.
Right.
That's just how that is. I think some people they're sold on it.
Mhm.
It needs to happen.
Right.
I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that my body and my immune system is prepared so that I'm not affected by it, so that I won't carry it, nor will I pass it.
Right.
You know, um, I don't want a vaccine, me personally.
Mhm.
That's why I went into business for myself a long time ago, because
Mhm.
I already seen this coming. This
Mhm.
ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
I didn't want nobody to say either you gonna have to do this or you gonna lose that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just me.
That's
You
Mhm.
know,
cold too.
I mean, it's fair. It's hard, but it's
Man.
fair.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I say, I mean, everybody, we have the opportunity to know better. Everybody can know better.
Mhm.
Everybody can. We could all spend our time knowing better. I think everybody made the choice.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
made the choice as far as what's important to us. I mean, my freedom is important to me.
Right.
And I think a lot of us are getting to the point where we understand, the importance of our freedoms.
Mhm.
Our individual freedoms. My freedom to choose what I put in
In
my
my
body.
body. Yes.
I mean, but I guess we still have to earn our freedom, right?
Right.
Because hell, I mean, that's gonna cost something. That's
Yeah.
gonna cost you something.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, how many of us are prepared to earn our freedom? How many of us have already done the work necessary to earn our freedom?
Mhm.
And how many of us had to go today and get the
Mhm.
vaccine that they didn't want?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And some
Mhm.
of us have earned the right to do what they wanted to do.
Mhm. Yep.
So how do you feel about that, Mon?
About what
Oh,
part?
we want to get that vaccine.
I
How do
don't
you
want to get
feel?
the vaccine.
I'm just saying. I mean, far as um, people having to do it, do you know is that having to do it under certain circumstances? You know how you feel about that? I know you
It's
don't want to.
the having to part
Oh, okay.
is you
Mm.
know,
Hmm.
I guess
Hard, but it's fair, I
is that what
guess.
it is? I'm not getting the fair part. I got the
Yeah,
hard part.
yeah, I
I
understand.
got the hard part, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
What you think, Tawana?
Um, I just kind of feel like for me, with the field that I'm in, I can't not believe
Mm-hmm.
in the medicine that I'm
Definitely.
practicing, you
Hmm.
know.
I believe in
So,
it.
um, at this point right now, I'm probably going to get some thumbs down, but
Hmm.
I am not vaccinated.
Hmm.
I have been doing everything that I need to do to
Hmm.
keep my immune system healthy,
Okay.
um, eating right, exercising,
Okay.
taking my daily
Hmm.
vitamins and
Hmm.
things like that, just to make sure my body is
Hmm.
ready
To
in
fight.
the event that I am made to take the
Right.
vaccine.
And that's kind of where we're at for a lot of
And we're
people,
getting there.
is
Hmm.
understanding that there is such a thing as vaccine preparation
Hmm.
for some people who may have to take it, or some people who want to take it.
Hmm.
You know, there's a such thing. I mean, your body has to be prepared to take it, or it could have some challenges.
Right.
It may not be prepared, just like the people who could contract COVID in their bodies. Your immune system's not ready. You're gonna have some problem. Your lungs is not ready.
Hmm.
You know, you haven't been working on your breathing.
Hmm.
You know, your pH balance is off. Producing all this acid, that's producing all this mucus, and you can't breathe.
Hmm.
Nobody's engaged in fitness.
Hmm.
So everything matters, and only thing I can say is to make sure that people get around somebody who can consult with them. Hopefully, their doctor, or their wellness coach, or
Hmm.
of course, the better program. You're gonna get all of it there.
Right.
From the rooter to the tutor, from the mind, the body, and the spirit. You're gonna understand
Hmm.
everything works together.
Hmm.
So that's as far as I'm concerned, anybody who know me, they make it a personal choice to get COVID.
Hmm.
If you have not sat down and consulted with the better program, somebody's making a personal choice, because you can gain a better understanding of what's going on with your body
Right.
and your immune system, and how all of this works together,
Hmm.
right down to the stress, right down to the anger, right down to the depression. How all of these things are weakening your immune system,
Hmm.
and the remedies that you can get engaged in to help yourself with that.
Right.
So nobody has to suffer. I say look for the results. This is what I'm telling our watchers and listeners right now. You may see a lot of people on the internet who are talking, take this and do this and take that.
Hmm.
I always say, where is the proof?
Right.
Where is the bodies of people who you have provided information with who are well?
Right.
Now, I can help me. That's one thing.
Hmm.
But let me see the bodies, man.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and that's why on social media, that's something I try to do as far as my business is concerned, to make sure that I provide the proof every single day, from
Yes.
day one,
Hmm.
every single day, of people who have gotten better. They have health testimonies, they have wellness testimonies. So I'm not just talking about you take this and you take what's good for me may not be good for you.
Hmm.
You're a different person. Moni's a different person.
Hmm.
Our listeners, everybody's different. There
Right.
can't be just one thing that's good for
For
everybody.
everybody, it's
How's that
not.
going to happen?
Mm-mm.
How does that work?
Right.
It doesn't matter. I mean, there's healthy foods that are not healthy for everybody,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Everything is not for
Right.
everybody. So,
Hmm.
when we talk about vaccine preparation, I think that's something that people should think about. Even if they're going to get it, think about doing what's necessary to prepare your body.
Hmm.
And if you don't want to take it, I think that's important too.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, what do you think about that, Tawana?
As far as
As far as preparation is concerned.
um yeah, I mean, just to make sure your body's defenses
Hmm.
are top notch, like they're at their
Yeah.
peak,
Right.
just in case. Um and I also say, do your own research.
Hmm.
Don't just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to get this one or I'm going to get that one because my friend got that one and she didn't have any negative results. Well, your friend doesn't have the same
Right.
body chemistry makeup as you do.
Right.
So do your own research and find out which vaccine is best for you
Yeah.
and your family.
Yeah.
If you're at that point where you're having to get it to keep your job or to remain in school or things like that, because
Yeah.
it's getting to that point where
Yeah.
it's going
I
to
mean,
be
it's game time.
right.
For those who wonder, again, what the hell we were doing, what the hell he was doing, why the hell is he so intense? Why the hell is he? This is why. 'Cause I was, this is no surprise. No surprise. So, but I was just looking at the news last night. I wanted to play a little bit of this, the president's remarks as he talked about vaccination and the plans that they have. Um, see if I can play a little bit of that.
We must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. With nearly 80 million eligible Americans who have not gotten vaccinated, many said they were waiting for approval from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Well, last month, the FDA granted that approval. So the time for waiting is over. This summer, we made progress through the combination of vaccine requirements and incentives, as well as the FDA approval. 4 million more people got their first shot in August than they did in July. But we need to do more. This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you, the people you work with, the people you care about, the people you love. My job as president is to protect all Americans. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week. Some of the biggest companies are already requiring this. United Airlines, Disney, Tyson's Food, and even Fox News. The bottom line, we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers. We're going to reduce the spread of COVID-19 by increasing the share of the workforce that is vaccinated in businesses all across America. My plan will extend the vaccination requirements that I previously issued in the healthcare field. Already, I've announced we'll be requiring vaccinations of all nursing home workers who treat patients on Medicare and Medicaid because I have that federal authority. Tonight, I'm using that same authority to expand that to cover those who work in hospitals, home health care facilities, or other medical facilities, a total of 17 million healthcare workers. If you're seeking care at a health facility, you should be able to know that the people treating you are vaccinated. Simple, straightforward, period. Next, I will sign an executive order that will now require all executive branch federal employees to be vaccinated, all. And I've signed another executive order that will require federal contractors to do the same. If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated. If you want to do business with the federal government, vaccinate your workforce. And tonight, I'm removing one of the last remaining obstacles that make it difficult for you to get vaccinated. The Department of Labor will require employers with 100 or more workers to give those workers paid time off to get vaccinated. No one should lose pay in order to get vaccinated or take a loved one to get vaccinated. Today, in total, the vaccine requirements in my plan will affect about 100 million Americans, 2/3 of all workers. And for other sectors,
so there you have it. There's the new America, and whatever direction that it goes from here, that's the new America. So I always say the COVID episode in America is a lot like the 9/11 that ushered in a new America. So this is actually ushering in a new America as well. So I guess there's some possibilities that could come with that. Some people thought everything that came in with 9/11 was somewhat of a, the violation of freedoms, if my privacy, violation of my privacy, because it was all about protecting other Americans, so things have evolved to a degree that you really don't have any, you don't have any unless you're off the grid,
Right.
you don't have any privacy.
Privacy.
So I don't know, where this could evolve to. Well, I kind of know. I think we all know where it could.
Yes.
So, but I mean, I guess if this is the best way for some, I know there's some people who are sickly, some people who get sick on a regular basis. There are some of us who just haven't been sick, and I know there's ways to do that, and that's even more so. I believe this time in history, obviously, um, it's time for us to really focus on the real bag,
Yeah.
and that's not just my presence, but definitely, my individual health. Moni's individual health, Tawana's individual health. I think it's about that time. I know you had mentioned, Moni, that you um, have a health regimen, and it's fairly important to you. And you said that everyone can do better. I'm just going to ask you the question, though. Under the circumstances, are you prepared to take it up a notch?
Yeah, I have to.
Okay, have
I
to.
don't have. There's not a choice at this
Okay.
point.
It's not a choice.
I have to take it up a notch. I need to be better.
Already. Yeah. What about you, T? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Hey, I've already been.
Okay, you already on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I definitely must.
Yes.
This is definitely not. This is not good enough. Under the circumstances,
Yes.
we can do better.
Definitely.
And I mean, in the end, I mean, we only become better for it.
Right.
That's why I say, I mean, it's hard. But then again, it's fair.
Right.
Because it's going to force us to do what's necessary to take ourselves up another level. I mean, we know how important health is to performance.
Yeah.
We all have goals, things we want to do. It's only going to help. I mean, we can look at it one way. Look, I mean, I'm not going to spend a lot of time angry and protesting. And I
Right.
mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go ahead and focus on my part, what I can do to take care of myself and assist other people,
Yeah.
who need help with any preparation, either vaccine preparation or just preparation to live COVID free. Actually, for our listeners, those of you all who are watching or listening, who may have not been keeping up with the health of the nation, we did a show. It's been 2 weeks ago, and it was basically about preparation. It was about how people can protect themselves, and we described it as what how the COVID virus is basically submicroscopic. Okay. And it's like, how do you protect yourself from something that's submicroscopic? That's something that can, slide under that doorway over there.
Right.
You can go through cotton. This is I can't even see it with a microscope.
Yeah.
And it's airborne. Submicroscopic, and it's mutating. So I mean, 110%. There's no 100%. I don't even think it's a 98%.
Right.
But I guess there's a chance. But I think the biggest chance, I will say this publicly and will continue to say so, that the biggest chance is going to be, it's going to pertain to our individual preparation.
Right.
As far as me preparing myself, preparing my immune system, the best chance that I have is going to definitely be to prepare my body, put it in a state where my immune system is up to par. What do you think about that, Tawana?
Yeah. No, I'm in total agreement. I guess I missed this speech or talk by President Biden. So
yeah,
I'll probably
watch that in its entirety.
I'll probably be going to go get my vaccination.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been, like I said, I've been eating better, exercising, taking my vitamins and stuff, and getting my body
So
ready for this.
yeah, right,
Mhm.
right. Getting ready
They
for it.
knew it was
Vaccine
coming.
preparation.
Hmm.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared. So,
Hmm.
what about you, Mon? You prepared? Or are you gonna get prepared? Or
Well, I didn't know I was preparing to
uh-huh,
take the vaccination. I thought
uh-huh.
I was just trying to prevent
Right.
me and mine from getting it
I
by
follow.
eating
I'm with you.
better and taking vitamins and exercising
Right.
and all that. So
So it didn't turn into something
yeah,
else. Yeah,
because I
but
work for the Fed, so
okay.
I mean
Oh,
he
so
Yeah, so it was
he
a good
basically
thing,
said,
you
but
know.
what didn't I hear? You could just take the weekly
Uh
test.
no, he said
no.
no more tests. Right. I
What
know.
I
Oh, that's
think
not what he said.
he said something about they're
Oh,
going to do a weekly test though,
oh, okay.
Mm.
to make sure that people are okay.
Mm.
You know,
So we got to get the vaccination and still take a weekly test.
I think the jobs are going to provide that,
Mm.
something to that degree. But one thing that we did talk about in this particular show was the possibility of um, people having to do it monthly.
Mm.
Where it could be on your schedule, or
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be monthly, could be 6 months, could be every year.
Yeah.
It could get to that point.
Hmm.
It's possible. I would hate for it to be on our schedules.
Yeah.
This is my
Hmm.
vaccination date.
Right.
So when I have to go do that, then if
So
I'm not
every month
ready,
we'll be
then
getting a
I'm
new
laying
one.
I
down,
mean,
because I'm
then
tired, my body's hurting, I'm sick, so on
Hmm.
and so forth. But I mean, the reality of it, this is the new America,
Hmm.
quote unquote. This is the new world again. This is the new 9/11.
Hmm.
It's going to change everything. So,
Right.
it is what it is. The best thing we can do is start to prepare ourselves.
Right.
Prepare ourselves. Vaccine preparation, or the preparation necessary to keep us from from contracting COVID. I mean,
Hmm.
that's where we're at. So, as we talk about the bag, going to get the bag,
Hmm.
um,
we got to protect the bag.
man,
Gotta protect it.
you
Yes.
are
Hmm.
it. You are it. Tag, tag. You are it.
Yep.
You are the bag. So, there again, we're talking more about value, individual value, self
Hmm.
worth. I mean, unfortunately, when we talk about health and wellness, I always say that unfortunately, a lot of trainers and people in the industry have really given it a bad name, because the only thing they have to show for it was how a person looked,
Right.
and of course, it goes a lot deeper than that.
Absolutely.
It's a lot deeper than that. And unfortunately, a lot of people have not even got involved with it, with
Hmm.
health and wellness, because that's all they can think about
Hmm.
is vanity, and it's
Hmm.
like, I'm fine,
Yeah.
but
Are you really?
yeah, are you
Right.
really fine? I mean, you could be
What is
fine on
your
the outside.
inside
What your
looking like?
insides
Yeah,
looking
you may
like.
not
Yes.
be.
That's
Yeah, you may not
yeah.
be fine on the inside.
Hmm.
You
Right.
could, dress up, and I still feel good about myself. You
Hmm.
could feel good about yourself and
Hmm.
not be good.
Right.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
hopefully, as a part of our mission in the Better program, yeah, we want to share this. We want to share this. This perspective on health and wellness.
Hmm.
When we talk about medicine, right?
Hmm.
Um, the new medicine,
Right.
which is going to be, our diet.
Hmm.
Our food is our medicine.
Right.
Laying that foundation. So,
Hmm.
um, you,
Has to be.
you know,
Otherwise,
mm,
you're if you're eating the wrong foods, it's going to cause you
yeah.
to have to take medicine.
Now that's
So.
interesting.
Hmm.
You know, um, your food is leading to you needing medicine.
Hmm.
So I guess basically, either your food is going to be your medicine,
Hmm.
or you're going to need some medicine.
Because of your food.
Right.
Yeah, because of your food, man.
Yes.
I think I'm going to choose the other route.
Me too.
Me myself,
Me
because
three.
I don't want things to compile on me,
Hmm.
and I look on the table and there's pills for days,
Hmm. Because
you
you
know,
couldn't get rid of delicious.
because I just couldn't stop having bacon sandwiches.
You stuck on that
No,
bacon.
just I'm giving Tawana a hard time, which is
Oh.
fine. But I see a question somebody asked one of my clients. She says, "Are you for or against getting the vaccine? Are you for or against it?" Again, it's based upon the individual. Upon the individual. Bob Caddy. Now, I'm definitely going to do what's necessary to keep anything out of my body that I don't want there. You know, I think I can prepare my immune system. I have prepared my immune system, and a lot of other other areas as far as wellness, sickness is concerned, and I've been okay.
Yeah.
With what I know about it, I think for those who know that they're not going to make any changes, they're not interested in a new perspective that's going to help them develop a new perspective on food and health and wellness. They're going to continue to do what they've been doing. And I think that's the best route for people. For some people, if you know that you are not going to make any changes, you're not interested in making any change as far as what you do with your health and wellness, that's probably definitely the best route to take. Those people definitely need to go ahead and get vaccinated. Because for some, it's a process, and it's a journey, and it's nothing that's just instant. Where all of a sudden I've done everything and I'm not susceptible to COVID. It's a process just for you to get in that area. For you to get to the place where your immune system is even prepared to fight.
Right.
You can't go from being in a very bad state health wise, and one day, well, I stop eating meat, and all of a sudden you've been doing it for 15, 20 years. It's a process. Literally, when we say process, it is a process.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to say, Miss Glazier. I wouldn't recommend that people who are not ready to make the changes, I wouldn't recommend that that they not get vaccinated. If they're going to continue to do everything that they've been doing, I'm going to recommend that they go ahead and get vaccinated. And for the other people to understand that it is a process, and so you have to look at your life, look at what you do, look at your kids, your family, your wife, and what you're able to do immediately.
Right.
So I think all that has to be evaluated, but I don't think necessarily, I don't think everybody has to make the same choice. There are some people who know that they're prepared. I think that's the main question. Are you ready? Are you ready to go without it, or do you need to take it?
Right.
Everybody knows. Even if you don't want it, they know.
Yeah.
You've been doing everything. So that's just kind of where I'm at, Ms. Glazier. Yeah, you all have anything that you all want the people to know on this particular subject before we move on? Anything that you want to say, Tawana, to the people?
No, I just, like I said, do your own research, discuss with your family, make the right choice for yourself and your family. And then, too, I just want to say, don't try to force your opinion or your thoughts about it on other people. Just because you choose to be vaccinated and someone else chooses not to, don't knock them for that. If you feel like you just want to educate them, do it in a respectful way, but don't knock them for not doing what you're doing.
Right.
I don't vice versa.
I don't think it's fair to do that, no more than it's fair for people who are healthy to get away from people who are unhealthy.
Right.
I don't know. It's like, well, you can't come around me if you ain't in pristine health.
Right.
I would be sad if somebody told me
you wouldn't have nobody around.
Get away from me, man, because you're not healthy. You don't eat right, and you're susceptible to COVID.
Right.
I would like to think it's probably going to be those type of people around me. The majority of people going around me are going to be like that anyway. So, that's what I think about it. But other than that, before we go off the air, I did want to make sure that we gave Moni an opportunity again to let everybody know where they can find her products. Where do we go, Mon, to find out about Modesty?
Well, first and foremost, I need everyone to go to modestbymoni.com and subscribe to my email list so you can be first to know when I officially launch. I still haven't officially launched. I've just been having like a soft opening where I've been selling on social media. Okay. You can go to my business page on Facebook, Modest by Moni LLC, on Instagram, Modest by Moni. If you see something that you like, you can just leave me a message or a comment and let me know. I take PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, Venmo. I do have a card reader.
Awesome.
All right, so you ready?
She ready. Modest by Moni.
Yeah.
Where modesty is beautiful.
Yes.
Modesty is beautiful. So that's her information, you all. If you want to look her up, there's the info. You can also go back and replay this on our Facebook page, KBOB 89.9. You can look that up and share this broadcast. Please share this broadcast. Please look
Share,
for
share, share.
all of the Health of the Nation broadcasts and share them, especially the ones from the last couple of weeks that were basically dealing with everything pertaining to the COVID epidemic. Um, Last week's show was about grief, where we know there's a lot of people who have lost people who will be dealing with grief, and even this particular show put some things in perspective about the concept of the bag and what's most valuable. Um, Understanding our position and the power that we have to prepare ourselves to be vaccinated or to prepare ourselves not to be vaccinated. It is a choice, and it's not, I'm not going to violate anyone like that. I do recommend that everyone take care of themselves and do what is necessary, for your life, for your
Yes.
body. Be honest about your current health situation and
Right.
if you need to be vaccinated. If I make the decision to continue to do every damn thing, then I need to take my ass down there and I need to get vaccinated.
Right.
Period. If
Right.
I'm willing to make the sacrifices or do what's necessary for pristine health to put me in a position where I don't have to, then that's different as well.
Mhm.
But everybody is free to do, what they, what they think is the best.
Mhm.
As far as I'm concerned. So, but this is the health of the nation. Um, it is Friday. Look for us every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time here on radio station 89.9 KBOB. Again, we're broadcasting live from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the home of the original Black Wall Street. This is improvement coach Robert L. Caddy, also known as Trainer Bob Caddy. And I'm here with, ma'am, would you please, one more time, say your name loud and clear.
Shantae Moni Marshall.
What's your name on Facebook, Shantae?
Shantae Moni Marshall.
Shantae Money Marshall. And I'm here would you please state your name, ma'am?
Student Dr. Twana Sims.
Student Dr. Twana Sims, also known as the Fit Doctor, also known as Dr. Diva. And you'll see her
Yes.
being promoted throughout the Better program as well. So glad that you all joined us. So glad that everybody tuned in. Again, we'll see you next week. We got to get out of here. It's getting ready to happen some more. Boom.
Decide if you want bone in, boneless, or cauliflower wings, and then determine